Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down a really powerful theory that completely redefines what it means to be smart, and maybe more importantly, what it means to be successful. It's all about moving past a single number and seeing the whole picture of human intelligence. Okay, so let's just dive right in with the big question. We see it all the time. We just assume that the most successful people out there must have some kind of genius-level IQ. But is that one test score really the secret sauce to making it big?
Well, the short answer is a pretty big no. Success out there in the real world is just so much more complicated than what a single standardized test can ever hope to measure. Honestly, if you only look at IQ, you're getting a really incomplete and, frankly, a pretty misleading picture. So let's get into why this hyper-focus on IQ can be so off the mark. We're going to explore what it actually measures and, more importantly, what it completely misses when it comes to actually navigating life.
Now, this is where it gets super interesting. A psychologist named Robert Sternberg came up with this total game-changer of an idea called the Triarchic theory of intelligence. He basically argued that true, effective intelligence isn't just one thing. Nope. It's a powerful mix of three totally distinct types.
All right, so what are these three faces of intelligence? We're about to break each one down, and I think you'll see pretty quickly how having a blend of them is way more powerful for real-world success than just being book smart. So here they are. First, you've got analytical intelligence. That's your classic book smarts. It's what schools are amazing at testing. Then you have creative intelligence, or out-of-the-box smarts, which is all about innovation. And finally, practical intelligence, aka street smarts. This is about getting things done with people. Each one is a totally vital piece of the puzzle.
Okay, so this is all great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in action? When you start comparing people based on these three intelligences instead of just their IQ, the picture of what it really takes to succeed becomes so much clearer.
And this right here illustrates the point perfectly. I mean, look at this. On one side, you've got Richard Branson. He struggled big time in school, but he used his incredible creative and practical smarts to build a global empire. And on the other side, Christopher Langan. The guy has a mind-blowing IQ, but he just couldn't turn that analytical horsepower into real-world success because he was missing the other two.
And it's not just anecdotes, The research backs this up in a pretty shocking way. A 14-year study followed high school valedictorians and found that, yeah, they were successful, but not a single one of them became a world-changing innovator. Why? Because our school system is designed to train analytical intelligence, how to be amazing within the existing rules, not the creative intelligence you need to rewrite them.
And get this, it gets even more specific. A study from Harvard, Stanford, and the Carnegie Foundation found that a whopping 85% of career success comes down to soft skills, things like communication, teamwork, and leadership. And what are those? They're the core of practical intelligence, not raw technical knowledge.
Okay, so here's the most important part, the real key takeaway. This stuff isn't fixed. You're not just stuck with what you've got. Your brain can change. So let's get into a few really practical ways you can start building up each one of these three crucial intelligences.
So you want to sharpen up those analytical book smarts? You got to give your brain a workout. Think strategy games, puzzles, or even just engaging in a good debate. Or try something like first principles thinking, breaking problems down to their absolute basic truths. Anything that forces you to really use that logical muscle is going to help.
All right, let's talk about creative intelligence. To grow this, you have to give yourself permission to explore and get a little weird. When a wild idea pops into your head, don't just brush it off, write it down. Practice mix and match thinking. If you're a coder, go find inspiration in art. This is the Richard Branson playbook, right? Connecting dots that nobody else even sees are there to be connected.
And last but definitely not least, practical intelligence. Your street smarts. You can't learn this from a textbook. No way. You have to get your hands dirty. Go join a club, volunteer to manage an event, get an internship. This is how you develop the instincts to read a room, negotiate, and lead. It's the skill that allows someone like Richard Branson to take a crazy creative idea and actually make it happen in the real world.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's not about being a genius in just one of these areas. The real magic, the real power, happens when you start blending them all together. Sternberg actually had a great term for this, being successfully intelligent. It really just means having the wisdom to know which tool to pull out of the toolbox at the right time. Knowing when to analyze the data, when to dream up a completely new solution, and when it's just time to rally the team and get it done.
And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory from a psychology book. This is cold, hard economic reality.
The World Economic Forum's list of the most in-demand skills for the future, well, it includes abilities from all three of these categories. The world doesn't need one-trick ponies anymore. It needs versatile, well-rounded thinkers.
So, I want to leave you with this question. It really doesn't matter which one of these is your strongest right now. What truly matters is making a consistent choice to grow and develop all three. Because in the world we live in, being successfully intelligent isn't just a nice advantage. It's becoming a flat-out necessity. Thanks for joining this explainer.